What is going on, YouTube people? Neo Cards and Comics here. Day two of the National in the books. Recording first thing in the morning on, wait, what day is it? Friday. So the voice is probably a little scratchy, a little echoey in here, I'm sure, as well. But long day yesterday. Show is, you're going to hear it's probably all over Instagram and the Twitters and the Facebooks that the hobby is alive and well in with crazy scenes of people and all this other nonsense, and they might not be wrong. This show was super busy yesterday. I talked to a lot of dealers who said they were moving stuff. I will say, like most shows, pricing is a little all over the place. There are, yeah, we've said this 1,000 times. Every show is like a show within a show. There are the dealers that are there that want to sell stuff, and there are the dealers that are there that just don't want to sell stuff, or they're just priced at 2 years ago prices, which is whatever. They can price whatever they want, I guess, but their prerogative. As the days go on, you could see that dealers loosen up a little bit on stuff that's sitting. I had some people say on Wednesday, they were like, nah, I'm not, I'm pretty firm on prices. It's still the first night. And then ended the show yesterday, things were loosening up a little bit. We'll see how that goes throughout the week. I made a couple deals today. We'll talk about those in a full pickups video when I get home. But I picked up a Donovan Mitchell card. I picked up a Stone Cold Steve Austin auto. And I picked up a, wait for it, Deshaun Watson card. So we'll get into the specifics on those and stuff, like I said, in a different video. The usual suspects are the hot names. It's not going to be world-shattering news that, guess what, Ohtani is extremely popular. He pitched a complete game shutout, hit 2 home runs yesterday. Didn't really help things. His stuff is just absolutely flying. Also in the baseball world, obviously Acuna. I'm not hearing as much buzz about Ellie De La Cruz. I mean, he's popular, don't get me wrong, but it is Ohtani, 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 Acuna, Ohtani, 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 Ellie. Acuna is like the breakdown when you hear people run down the names of what's moving. But Ohtani stuff is just like flying out the door. In the world of baseball, the other hot product is Topps Chrome. Topps Chrome hobby boxes have been a whirlwind. I posted a video. If you haven't seen it, it's on my Instagram, of the Rapper Redemption line. Boy, Topps, you need a better system for that one. So, hobby and jumbo box prices have been basically jumping by $5 to $10 every day, and sometimes middle of the day, which is reflecting real world. Real world prices have been jumping all around as well. But they didn't start. They ran out of Rapper Redemption packs yesterday, an hour in, and cut it off. Yesterday, they said they would start handing them out at 11 a.m. So at 9:30, I have early access to the show floor because of the media pass that I have. I walked around the show floor for about I got on the show floor about 9 a.m. I already had my boxes, had to bring them back over because they have to rip the cellophane off of them. That's how you get the packs. So I knew I needed to be in line before 9:30 because 9:30 is when most people get in. VIP entrance is 9:30, so I knew the line would get long once that happened. So at 9:30, I looked at there's tables right around there. I just hung out in that area, and then at 9:30 made my way over there and was already a decent way back in line because all the dealers and stuff. They ended up I had to wait in line for about an hour before they started handing them out about 10:30. By the time I got out of there, and the line moved quick once it got going, that line was a mile long. Go on Instagram. It took me, I went to the end of the line, started recording a video, and walked to the front of the line. And it took me 2 minutes. It's a 2 minute long video to walk the line. Absolutely massive. I guess they cut it off at some point. I don't know when. I don't know where. Supposedly they're going to have more packs again today. Packs, We'll get to trade night in a minute, but I had the packs laid out at trade night. I didn't end up moving them. I got more questions about the packs than any cards I had laying out. I don't know what that says about the cards I had laying out, but the top silver packs are everyone, or Rapper Redemptions, whatever you want to call them. People are going crazy for those things. I have a deal lined up. If I want to, I could sell them anytime I want for 75 a pack. So I have 8 packs. I would net out $600 anytime I want it. I'm kind of torn on what to do, but the smart play is to just sell them. I've debated maybe selling 4 and keeping 2. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't 100% decided what I want to do on that yet, but I did end up getting the packs. Took a little work. I ripped a couple boxes of Topps Chrome in the room yesterday just for a little something to do. We'll get into that in a video next week. I think that pretty much covers everything for baseball. Football, usual suspects as always, quarterbacks, and then like the random guys start popping off. Jared Goff's name is hot. I heard multiple dealers tell me Goff stuff was moving really well. Of the named guys, like the bigger named guys, Trevor Lawrence is by far and away one of the bigger names to come out of this. It's not super surprising. The Joe Burrow calf injury happened while I was not on the show floor. I had just gone back to my room for a little bit. I guess people were using the photo to negotiate prices. Doesn't seem like it's super serious. Like he'll be back in time for the regular season. We'll see. But football, it's quarterbacks galore. T-Law's kind of leading that, and then but basically any quarterback with a pulse is pretty popular at this thing, especially if priced correctly. Basketball, nobody cares. I have not heard any buzz around basketball at all at this show. Like I said, I picked up a Donovan Mitchell card. I got it basically at current comps, which I thought were pretty cheap for what the card is. We'll talk about it in a video later. But if you like to buy basketball, the National, I think, is always the good buying window for basketball. It is the absolute dead time of the NBA offseason. There is no buzz, no hype, no nothing. So I'm going to continue to look for some basketball today. I didn't see much Darius Garland on the show floor yesterday, or Evan Mobley. I saw a little bit, but nothing crazy. No Darius Garland. Not that he would probably make a lot of cases, but so see if I can track any of those guys down. Just a general show vibe, general show thoughts from like a venue perspective, that sort of stuff. As always, Chicago's great for the access. You know, I could be back in my room in 5 minutes from the show floor. A 5-minute walk and an elevator ride. It is glorious. I took advantage of that multiple times the couple of days I've been here already, going back to the room for about an hour in the afternoon just to kind of detox, take a quick shower. I think I've showered more times a day. I took like 4 showers yesterday. It is hot in there. There are certain sections of the building where the AC can kind of keep up. And then there are other sections of the building where it's like they don't know what air conditioning is. And it's some of the newer sections that they opened up. And those sections, it gets warm. Today, heading into today, Friday, is going to be rough. It's the hottest day of the week. It's supposed to be like 95, and the humidity is out of control. So the struggle will probably be real. The show floor is almost too big. I keep getting turned around, and I've been in this convention center before. The new areas, you just kind of like end up in these weird little places, and you kind of just like look around and question how you got there and how you get back to literally anywhere. There was multiple times people texted me or messaged me. They're like, "Hey, where are you at?" And I would just like look around and be like, "I actually have no idea where I am on this show floor." There is way more corporate booths, but it didn't take away from the vendors at all as well. There are plenty of vendor tables. The show was so busy yesterday in certain sections, and it kind of goes in waves. Like you kind of walk into one area of the show floor, and it is absolutely packed. And then you walk into another area of the show floor, and it kind of opens up a little bit. But I think it's just kind of the waves of people coming through the door. But in certain sections, you could even get up to showcases in some cases, or you kind of had to like walk along the line with everybody else to look in the showcases. Saw some absolutely crazy cards like you do at the National. Last night was the Card Collector 2 trade night. I put pictures and a quick reel up of that on Instagram as well. Links down in the description if you want to follow me on IG. The room was massive. The line to get in was massive. Set up shop there for about a half an hour at a table, maybe 45 minutes with Dustin and Filmington. I got to meet Scotty B Cards in person. Haven't had a chance to chat with him yet in the flesh. We've talked, virtually, but never in person. Looking forward to hanging out with him on Friday night at an event that we're all going to. Um, Laid my cards out. Once again, people asked more about the silver packs than any other cards I had laid out. The second card that was asked about the most was the CJ Stroud Panini Instant Auto. Those were the two things that everyone asked me about, but we just could not get a deal done on any of that stuff. Then I got up and walked the room. Crazy cards in there. Saw a couple things that caught my eye, but ultimately couldn't get any deals done. I actually talked to one guy. He had binders of 90s inserts, raw. Just crazy stuff. And I said, hey, do you have any Manny Ramirez stuff? And he's like, I do, but I don't think I have any on me. So he's going to DM me photos, hopefully, when he gets back to his room or has time to. He said he thought he had some pretty rare stuff. So maybe I could run into something like that. Don't ever underestimate just talking to people. I know, crazy, but actual social skills will get you a long way in this hobby. Wild to think about that, I know, but it goes an absolute long, long way. But that trade night was absolutely packed. I stayed in there till about 10:30, and then I walked out, and there was basically a trade night outside the trade night where people were just set up all over the floor in the outside kind of holding area to this massive ballroom. And then the way I understand it, I haven't experienced it firsthand yet. I'll be heading over there later tonight. The Lowe's has been the spot for trade nights, like always. And it seems like they're letting them go until midnight. Once again, I have not seen this firsthand, but basically when the clock strikes 12, they boot you out. So that seems like a fairly fair compromise. They don't want the lobby jammed up till 4 in the morning, keeping people awake probably. So they'll let it kind of ride until midnight, and then they boot people out the door. So like I said, I'll get firsthand on that today. Once again, nothing specific that I'm targeting. I did see some cool cards that I liked that I kind of wouldn't mind making a deal on, but some of them were overpriced. Like I said, some of the deals I got done, some of the stuff I bought was from RBI Crew. Great deal, great transaction with them. Those guys are super always on point. And then I forget the table that I bought the other card from. But I did see some stuff. Like I saw, what was it? It was a Charlie Sheen, Martin Sheen dual auto from Allen and Ginter. They were at like 250 on it. They usually go for like $100, 125 or something like that. And it was just like such a wide price gap that I'm like, I'm not even going to mess with it. Like it's not, when it's that far off. That's the thing. Like if you want to price a little over comps, perfectly fine. If you get too far over, I don't even want to negotiate with you because we're just in different worlds. So keep that in mind when you guys are pricing stuff. If you want to put it like, if it regularly sells for 175, 180, whatever, and you want to throw a $200 sticker on it, am I going to be annoyed a little bit? But like, okay, fine. At least we're like in the realm of throwing out a number. But when you're like twice what it typically sells for, that gets a little tricky. So once again, ran into a lot of cool people yesterday walking the show floor, both people that I had already established relationships with and brand new people. So way too many of you all to name. So shout out to all of you boys and girls that walked up and said hello yesterday while I was walking the show floor and at trade night. Always enjoy talking to the people. Hung out with Dustin and Steve and Ham and Filmington throughout the day yesterday. But all right, I gotta get this edited and uploaded. We will catch you boys and girls on the next one. Peace.